So the reason that I will occasionally share videos where I say something like we're pretty sure or most likely or probably words like that is that I'm not presenting facts, I'm presenting science, which I know sound similar, but I promise there's a difference. Hello, my name is Zeta. This is my physics degree. Let's talk about it. So, for a lot of, at least Americans, I don't want to make assumptions about other education systems, but for Americans, a lot of us think of science as what we learned in school. It's a textbook with a bunch of facts that you memorize so you can pass a test so you can leave. But that's not really what science is. One of my favorite quotes is science is not a compendium of knowledge. I know that from Adam Savage. He may or may not be the originator. I don't know. Tracking quotes down on the internet is hard. But science is not a compendium of knowledge. It isn't just a list of facts. It's making an observation, asking a question, answering that question, and then usually ending up with 12 more questions to repeat the process with. And that means that science always needs to leave room for the I don't knows, the I'm not sure's. It's the process of we know X and Y, but we aren't sure about Z, so let's go try to figure out Z. And for me, as a science communication content creator, I want to make sure that I am acknowledging the we don't knows. There are things I will present as fact. The Earth has one moon. We can observe the space directly around Earth really well. It's well lit up. It's easy to look at. We have one moon. There are times that I will state a fact and add some caveats. Occasionally we will have a second natural satellite known as a mini-moon or temporary moon when a small object gets caught orbiting the Earth for a few months to a year, usually, in that range. And there are times where I will acknowledge we're going into I don't knows. That we're going into, well, mathematically this makes sense, and based off the observations we can get, it makes sense. And that's when we're getting into the size of the universe and the age of the universe, and we're getting into extrapolating from the things that are really hard to see, that we've only even had access to thinking about for a few decades to maybe even a century. So, while I do understand that it can be off-putting to have a science communicator say we're pretty sure whatever, I'm going to continue using that phrase when I am presenting information that I can see shifting in a few decades as we learn more. It might be that right now we think the universe is about 14.6 billion years old. It's actually closer to 15 billion years old. It might just be that. It could be a gigantic shift that we end up learning. But I always want to acknowledge the possibilities.